Faith isn't something that just happens while the world pauses around us. There is always chaos. When faith comes in, and faith does not pause for Christmas either. As we hear lines about the infant baby Jesus not crying, I have questions about whether that was actually the case. I think there has always been a little bit of chaos as it concerns Jesus showing up. Christmas can be an incredibly inspiring time to spread peace and joy and love. But sometime in the next 24 hours, there is a good chance that many in this space now and many worshiping in other places will feel inspired to do something else of which we are not especially proud. Some of us will walk away from the chaos. We will walk away from bickering brothers and sisters and house guests, and we will lock ourselves in the bathroom. And if we have a phone, we will check the phone. We will check Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, anything. If we don't have that available, we may read a magazine or an entire novel or even the contents of a bottle of hand soap if necessary, to just get a little bit of me time to escape some of the chaos of Christmas. Our friends and family will eventually begin to wonder if we have some digestive disorder, but no one will say anything. So we will go on. We as a society tend to be pretty good, and especially in family settings and holiday settings, at practicing avoidance and working to create a false peace that is one political comment away from igniting a powder keg of emotion. I'm not suggesting that you attempt to solve all of the world's problems at your Christmas dinner. I am advocating that headed into 2017, that we intentionally step out of our echo chambers in which we listen exclusively to like-minded friends, that we climb out of the trenches in which we dismiss things that we don't want to hear as too political, or subscribe to the mentality that love is too weak to protect us from terrorists and try to keep a fear-based peace. Love's pure light, that is one of the names for Jesus and the song we will sing in a few moments in Silent Night. Love's pure light is anything but weak. The baby's birth we commemorate on this evening brought about a child who was hunted by King Herod, who knew that he was a threat. He lived as a refugee, and he had every reason as an adult to want to use his Jesus powers to zap people. Can you imagine if you had the power to silence someone like Darth Vader in Star Wars with a pinch of the fingers, or to turn a stone into bread, or to turn water into wine, or to cause lightning to strike? Most of us would not use that power for peaceful purposes at all times. Somehow, Jesus did. Jesus pointed to love's pure light even when darkness was facing him. Not the sort of love that always makes us feel like snuggling or a warm feeling that we have on the inside, but the selfless agape love. That is the Greek word for love used most often in the New Testament, an agape, selfless love that only Jesus could reflect. As Jesus grew, he reminded the world that love's pure light speaks up when people are excluded or hurt or blocked from receiving life's necessities. Love's pure light in Jesus did not avoid difficult conversations or remain silent when encountering injustices. So where is this light now? We are inundated with messages telling us to take what is ours at all costs, even as too many people struggle to find a safe place to sleep, even on our streets in this city tonight. That heavenly peace we sing about can be very difficult to experience in the here and now. But there are glimpses. There are moments in history when, against all odds, the love foreshadowed by the baby we celebrate on this night appears. In the midst of World War I, which tragically resulted in 25 million either killed or wounded, one of the most amazing glimpses of peace ever came 102 years ago tonight. German and British troops who entered combat in August of 1914 believed the war would be over by Christmas. Ingeborg, a member of our Calvary family here, along with many other friends, had a father who was actually there that night 102 years ago as a German soldier. As Christmas approached, no end was in sight. Soldiers were in crude trenches on the Western Front. Weeks of rainy, soaky, wet weather made conditions on the trenches miserable. Enemies were separated by no man's land, a space in the middle between the two trenches in southern Belgium. On Christmas Eve of 1914, the rain let up. A miserable weather was replaced by a dusting of ice and snow that made men on both sides feel that something spiritual was taking place. Though peace was not universal in the war, on that night, amazing and beautiful things happened as the enemies held tight to their rifles rather than firing them. One war diary describes a meeting in which a soldier encountered no man's land with a glass of whiskey and some cigars and a message for the British. You no shoot, we no shoot. There are other stories of people shouting, "What is there for us to fight about?" Germans placed small makeshift Christmas trees along either side of the trenches. Hundreds from each side literally met in the middle. They met in the middle and shook hands. Though the truce lasted for only a few hours and the war raged on for many more years, a glimpse of Christ-like peace came on that Christmas. And on that night, like tonight, beautiful music rose into the air, beautiful music and singing of love's pure light, Silent Night. May the music and message of Christmas carry forth into your year long after the candles of this evening are extinguished. Amen. Amen. May we go forth together, reflecting love's pure light into this world. Merry Christmas.